Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Wells Fargo Autograph Journey credit card. This is a credit card that you can now apply for in a Wells Fargo bank on March 9th, and you can start applying online as soon as March 20th. This is the newest credit card by Wells Fargo, so not all the details have been rolled out, so there might be some other features that I do not list in today's video, but I'm probably going to be uploading another video later on, but I am going to be going over probably the biggest features of this card, how much points you can earn with it, what the spend bonus is going to be, and things like that. But before we go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Also, if you would like to receive a few free stocks in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you open up a free account, it's just deposit at least $100. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least a few free stocks, which are going to be worth anywhere between, let's say, like $1,000 and possibly even more than $10,000. Okay, so diving right into the main features of the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey credit card. First off, we're going to be talking about points and how you can earn them. So with this card, you are going to be earning 5 points per dollar spent at hotels, 4 points per dollar spent on airlines, 3 points per dollar spent on other travel and dining transactions. And then on all other purchases that you make using this card, but not in those categories, you are going to be earning 1 point per dollar spent. Now with this card, you can also earn a spend bonus as well. So as long as you're able to spend at least $4,000 within the first 3 months of having this card, you will be earning 60,000 bonus points. So all in all, that is definitely pretty solid there. Now with this card, you can also receive some extra perks as well just by having it. So just for instance, you will be receiving a $50 annual statement credit for any type of airfare purchase. Then you're also going to be receiving typical travel protection benefits, such as trip cancellation, which will allow you to get reimbursed up to $15,000 for lodging, flights, and activities if the trip is canceled for a covered reason. Also rolling out on April 4th, they're going to be starting a new transfer program. They're going to allow you to transfer your points from this card over to one of their partners. As far as the hotels go, their partner is going to be Choice Privileges Hotel. And then as far as the airlines go, you're going to be able to pick from Air Club, Air France, KLM Flying Blue, Avianca Life Miles, British Airways Executive Club, and Iberia Plus. So now that we went over the main features of this card, at this point we are going to go ahead and dive into the APR and fees. This data has not been released fully yet, but just based on what Wells Fargo usually does with most of their cards, we're going to be kind of going off of that data. Plus, we already know what the annual fee is and the fact that this card does not have a foreign transaction fee. Of course, all this data is subject to change anyway, so you definitely should keep up to date as far as like the purchase APR, balance APR, and any type of fees. You should definitely keep up to date on that regardless. But starting out, your purchase APR is probably going to be anywhere between 18.24 to 29.99% based on your credit worthiness. At this point, we're not sure whether or not they're going to have any type of introductory APR for, let's say, like the first 12 to 18 months. With other cards by Wells Fargo, they do have an introductory APR for, let's say, like the first 15 to 18 months. So we're not sure whether or not they're going to offer that with this card as well, as far as purchases or even balance transfers go. But as far as balance transfers go, again, we don't know whether or not they're going to offer any type of introductory APR. But if they don't, your balance transfer APR is probably going to be anywhere between 18.24 to 29.99%. just based on the other credit cards that they currently have. Then as far as the cash advances go, typically on this channel we recommend to stay far away from cash advances. This of course should not be considered financial advice, just my own personal reasons. Usually you pay a very high interest rate on them plus a lot of fees as well. But if you do decide to take out a cash advance with this card, more than likely your APR on them, although this is definitely subject to change, is probably going to be 29.99%. plus a lot of fees as well, like I just mentioned, which we are going to dive into right now. So as far as the fees go, starting out on those cash advances, it's probably going to either be $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever happens to be greater. Then as far as balance transfers go, likely your fee on that is probably going to be right around 5%. Then as far as the annual fee goes, that data has already been released. We already know the annual fee with this card is going to be $95, so not too bad. You're going to be paying something for this card, which some people are definitely against having a card with an annual fee. But we're going to be discussing at the end of this video why it might actually be worth it paying for this annual fee for some people at least. Then as far as foreign transactions go, with this card, there are no foreign transactions, so if you do happen to travel outside the country, this is definitely a big perk considering that other credit cards out there in the market do have a foreign transaction fee of right around 3%, so that's definitely a benefit here as well. And then finally, as far as late payments go, it's likely going to be a fee of up to $40. Although if you do pay late once or possibly even twice, you could always try calling into Wells Fargo to see if they will waive that fee. However, I would probably recommend setting up auto pay or marking your calendar just to ensure that you're not paying late. Just make sure that you are paying on time and you won't run into that issue. So now that we went over the main features of this card as well as the APR and fees, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and dive into what I would consider to be the biggest pros and drawbacks of this card. So we're going to start out with the good things. The first good thing, of course, is the fact that you can earn those 60,000 bonus points as long as you're able to spend at least $4,000 within the first 3 months. For some people, that might be pretty easy to hit that spend, especially if they have a project coming up which is going to make it so they have to put a lot on a particular credit card. So you might as well get this credit card, put it on that project, and pay it off anyways if you have to spend the $4,000 regardless. Then of course you're going to be receiving the $50 annual credit for airfare, so that's definitely going to be a plus as well. You're also going to be receiving all those travel protection benefits. Then you're also going to be getting all the points with this card. So once again, you're going to be receiving 5 points per dollar spent at hotels, 4 points per dollar spent at airlines, 3 points per dollar spent on other travel and dining. And then of course you're going to be able to transfer your points to all their transfer partners as well later on. As far as the drawbacks of this card go, I really don't have too many bad things to say about this card, other than, of course, the fact that you are going to have to pay an annual fee of $95, which means that every year, whenever your renewal comes up, you have to sit and consider whether or not paying $95 for this card is going to be worth it. Are you receiving enough benefits with this card to make paying $95 worth it? Now you can sit and look at the credits. So for instance, you're going to be receiving the $50 annual credit for airfare, which is going to draw back some of the $95 annual fee, but you have to look at the rest of it. Are you going to be getting enough points? Obviously, for the first year with these 60,000 bonus miles, it's really going to make this card worth it for the first year. But as far as the second year moving forward, you're going to have to ask yourself whether or not keeping this card on a year-to-year basis is going to be worth it for paying that $95 annual fee. But that's all we have for today's review. I certainly hope that you enjoyed it and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.